Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Welcome back, my fellow stackers. If you're new to the channel, you better click that subscribe button. I do tons of giveaways. I just gave away over $1,000 worth of silver in celebration of 40K. I'm about to do a 45,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm giving away a 10-ounce Wall Street silver bar in the next couple of days. I mean, giveaways all over the place, left, right, up, down, sideways, but I also post daily videos, and that's the most important part, right? You might win one of my giveaways, but you're guaranteed to get a daily dose of critical, vital information. And the most important thing is that it's going to help tweak and adjust your stacking strategy, which is, it's a must nowadays. There is no, the day and age of just randomly buying silver and randomly selling it without knowing what's happening in the markets is over. You have to, especially nowadays, you have to be informed on a daily basis of what's happening, and I got y'all. So anyways, numbers don't lie, right? Numbers do not lie. When these articles put out these facts, these numbers, it shows a lot, and context matters. Transparency matters, and that's why I love silver so much. You can't speculate, you can't just assume. I mean, when we're looking at supply coming out of the ground, demand, what it's needed for, the actual plans putting in place with the green energy revolution and all that, that's not assumption. That you can't speculate on that. That's real. So we know that the supply will not be able to keep up with the demand. Low supply, high demand shoots the price up. That's investing 101. So this article is going to go a little bit into that, just promoting silver's potential, basically what we're doing in this video. So make sure you hit that like button, and let's jump into this. Silver demand by the global silver or solar PV market surges to 3,000 plus tons. Demand for silver surged despite an 80% drop in average silver loading per cell. So what they mean by that is silver is used in photovoltaic cells, and scientists found a way to only use 20% of the silver in those cells, where people were freaking out. I've made a video covering it, saying, oh, well, silver demand isn't going to be as high as the numbers were, they were saying, because we don't need as much silver in these photovoltaic cells. But demand surges, and that's besides the point. And I even said that in the video, is that silver demand is coming from so many new places, especially as we advance technologically and in this new industrial area. You cannot rely just on photovoltaics and solar panels for silver's demand. I mean, silver lithium ion batteries, 5G electric vehicles, SpaceX, all these new things, and there's going to be more and more over the years that silver is needed for. So anyways, as the solar photovoltaic or PV market continues to expand, with 18 countries achieving 1 gigawatt installation capacity in 2020. Silver's offtake by the PV industry reached over 100 million ounces, and that was over 3,000 tons in 2020. So, according to the World Silver Survey 2021 by the Silver Institute, the holy grail of information, the demand for the precious metal surged despite an 80% drop in the average silver loading per cell over the last decade. The drop in silver loading was caused by the metallization process, which shrunk the average width of the electrode, bus bar, or finger, blah, 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 blah. We don't need to know how that works. But here's a chart. Here's a graph. So here's PV silver demand and cell loadings. So you can see millions of ounces. So in 2011, it was around 70 million ounces, right? So 2011 and 2020. Or actually, yeah, 2020. So 70 million ounces in 2011, and then it dropped, and then 2020, or it might even be 2021, around 100 million ounces, right? But you can see the silver loading used to be higher, but now it's actually lower than what we're producing, the fabrication from silver loading. So yet silver's share in the total solar module costs at the end of 2020 had risen to around 11% due to the rise in silver price and lower module manufacturing costs. See, it's cheaper because they're actually in the green. It's cheaper because they are fabricating more than the silver is even in the cells. So cost pressures should continue to weigh on the silver content, with the finger width expected to drop by 30%. And that's by 2025. And by the way, by 2025 or 2030, the entire globe is going to be solar or green. So we're not just talking about a United States or just a country, just China or something. The entire globe is going to be needing tons of silver. And I expect that not to just be with green energy. I expect it to be with everything. So silver is one of the most vital elements in the entire world, and it's only going to be needed more since it's the best performing thing in technology. Silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity and even light sensitivity. Nothing performs or is as beneficial or critical as silver, but it's scarce. That's why my name is Silver Slayer. But anyways, although thrifting and substitution of silver are unavoidable, it is difficult to quickly replace due to concerns over production compatibility and reliability issues of the alternatives. Silver thrifting, however, does have the benefit of lowering costs. The economies of scale and huge efficiency gains have cut the cost of solar electricity on average about 90%. It has helped solar power become the most competitive source of renewable energy, which helps explain optimistic projections of future capacity growth. That's pretty cool. I mean, so we're already becoming more innovative with new stuff, with new technology. And that's what we're going to have to do. Most silver's thrown away, ladies and gentlemen. New generation cells, such as a heterojunction back contact cell, also have the potential to drive costs down even further, often through efficiency gains. According to the report, the energy storage market is expected to grow exponentially over the next few years and in favor of silver. From only 4.5 gigawatts last year, new storage capacity additions are forecast to more than double to 10 gigawatts in 2021. That's a jump over 40 gigawatts by 2022. The wide-scale adoption of these storage systems is projected to drive the renewable sector further. So you can see how everything is kind of just aligning, and silver's time is really shining. What silver is made for, the beneficial factors that silver has, we're at an age in technology where we're really benefiting. We're really thriving off silver. Really are. People say that gold's a commodity, silver's an asset. Or people say that gold's an asset, silver's a commodity. I say the exact opposite. Silver is much more important than gold. That should be the royal metal. So, anyways, the solar, PV, and electric vehicle sectors have seen a steady source of silver demand over the past decade. The demand is expected to continue in the coming years as the sector grows across the globe and in developing nations in particular. Silver is expected to see a demand rise in 2021 as the solar, photovoltaics, and electric vehicle sectors take off globally. Leading Chinese manufacturers have said that the spiraling prices of raw material like grass, polysilicon, and silver since the second half of 2020 have led to a sharp increase in the prices of solar modules. But between June 2020, February 2021, silver prices shot up by 55%. Silver is mainly used in manufacturing silver paste for solar cell metallization. So you have this article here, just giving a boatload of hope. I mean, not even hope, but of facts, and also proof. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Proof that scarcity should be silver's middle name. I don't see how cutting back silver for the last 7 years, hundreds of millions of ounces, to now all of a sudden trying to just catch up, because we're already 7 years in the hole, trying to catch up and then keep up with this rapidly growing demand, and not only just from solar, but individual investors like you and I. I mean, the SLB reached over 1 billion contracts. It's crazy. Like, just business alone could put silver demand through the roof, but business and people like you and I and Wall Street, silver. So everyone's trying to get a slice of the silver pie. So I also found another article talking about how silver is set for buyers on industrial demand. I mean, that's kind of the exact thing I was just talking about. This one was from Solar, Business, and this is talking about individual investors like you and I. So you can see the annual change in U.S. public deficit plus current account balance as a percent of GDP. So the main way that the Fed is funding the U.S. economy is through the monetization of debt, right? Spend now, pay later. Get ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. It's like trying to pay off a credit card with another credit card, right? That's a great plan, great strategy. So according to Crescat and the U.S. government now have inbuilt bias to keep interest rates low in order to allow institutions to service their debt and to keep some risky valuations afloat. In truth, this is a toxic mess where today's problems are really stored up for another day, and it really is, right? We'll worry about that later. I'm one of those, I'm a realist. Throwing out money that we don't have is going to extremely hurt us, and there's going to be a price to pay. Yeah, you get a quick $1,400 paycheck now, but at what cost? And I'm not saying I don't disagree with stimulus. I'm just being realistic and logical and saying we don't have the money to give out. Now, I'm not saying that they shouldn't give it out. They just, because they have no choice, what are they going to tell people? Oh, sorry, you have to starve. Sorry, you lost your job. Sorry, you can't work. We don't have the money. No, they have to give it out. But we don't have that money to give out. So we're in a very interesting situation, kind of like a dog backed in a corner where we have to do this, even though we know it's going to be the end of money, basically, right? We're already $27 trillion in debt. The dollar's already lost 98% of its purchasing power. I mean, what else do you want? This is the nail in the coffin. So a few points to note. Cryptocurrencies are seeing inflows. Whatever you think about the view that Bitcoin is stealing gold's rise, there's a new player on the block and taking a share of the market capitalization. U.S. dollar strength is a risk that may grow. Yes, the Fed needs to keep rates low to service debt. And yes, Democrats will spend and use debt to do it. So they talk about where you technically should enter. And I actually just made a video talking about how silver, or the entry point, is basically irrelevant when you're looking at the grand scheme of things. I mean, whether you're paying $26.15 for an ounce of silver or $27.05, in the grand scheme of things, if you're waiting, like right now, let's say you're waiting for silver to go back down to $23 before you buy, you waiting for that time is precious time that you could just be paying a couple extra dollars while that money that you're holding off on is burning in your bank account, which would actually in return cost you more money. I'm not one of those coupon type peoples. I'm not one of the people that drive 10 miles away to the gas station to save a couple cents because I just spent that much driving there. It just like feeling like you want to get a deal. I guess that's like some sort of like, satisfaction. I don't know. But you can see right here's a chart in U.S. twin deficits, 1994 to 2020, definitely down. And I don't see any way out of this. And then you can see the silver to money supply. I don't see any way out of this. We're too deep in a hole to dig ourselves out. We're trying to dig ourselves out of a hole by making the hole deeper. And there's no solution. All there is an alternative. And the alternative is precious metals. That's all it is. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. The 2 links to these articles will be in the description. I'm doing tons of giveaways, so make sure you're subscribed. 50,000K is going to be a huge number for me. I'm really trying to make good content, better my channel every single day, give you guys some enjoyable stuff, and not only just educational, informational, but also entertaining. I try to put a little, make you guys laugh while you're watching it as well. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys so much. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.